Realize that these spiders are us. They can be either so so small, and they can kind of go down from a certain should we say a certain size, and they just get smaller and smaller. In fact, they're actually more afraid. They're just like mice. They're actually more afraid of you, and even snakes and all the rest of the insects. They're actually more afraid of you than that you probably would be afraid of them. But it's interesting because once you realize that it's your imagination, and that kind of that thought, that kind of feeling you get, that trigger, that anchor that's attached to it, or when you first had that incident when you was young with a spider, because it tends to be when you was younger, when you was around 7 or 8 or maybe even younger, that you kind of had an incident with a spider or something happened, that you realize that that's in the past, and that's gone now, and that's not a thing no more, and you've kind of gotten over that. So now you can realize that it's fine, and spiders are not even something to worry about. And you can realize once you begin to come back to awakened state and your hands become normal again, you can realize that these spiders, and you can start to realize that spiders, you can even pick them up if you wanted to. It's not a thing to worry about or to stress about. And you can realize that you could just imagine yourself going next to a spider and even looking at it, and it's getting more, they're actually quite cute as well. Some of them, you can realize that some spiders, even like tarantulas, like they're actually quite beautiful. All insects, all God's insects, are kind of pretty beautiful in their own way. And I've never looked upon animals or insects to kind of crush them. Even like moths and stuff like that, I look at them and I think, let them be, because I guess it's like aliens. We say to ourselves that, is there aliens? Then we think like, imagine if we're aliens to the aliens. So it's just a different change of context, I guess. So that was just a quick kind of story to share. So now we're going to begin to bring you back to an awakened state, and once you wake up, you're going to realize, from the count of 10, we're going to count backwards, you're going to realize that you are no longer afraid of spiders, and that's a thing of the past. So 10, you can start off with. You're going to walk back now from where you walked on the beach, and you realize that there's loads of lovely animals, and it's just a cycle of life, and it's amazing to be able to be involved in this journey in life. 9, you can realize that it's beautiful to be around every animal. It's like a paradise, and seeing loads of deers and insects, and everyone's kind of getting together. And 8, you could kind of imagine, they would say that these insects that you have, they're going to help you at the end of the day. They're going to help you because everything helps everything. Like the bees pollinate and they produce honey. And 7, if you could just think of it, going out on a nice sunny day, or going to an animal park and realizing that these insects, they're not going to harm you. If anything, they're going to help us a lot. 6, can start to come back to the awakened state, and realize that the sensation in your arms is coming back together now, and all the feelings now, your arms are coming from the top of your shoulders, or the muscles becoming back relaxed, and the sensation in your hands start to come normal. 5, now your hands are beginning to warm up to its natural body temperature. And 4, you're going to start to think of all the great things you're going to do in the next few months, how it's going to be for you, how you're going to embrace these months to come. And 3, if you can just imagine the journey that you're going to take, and when your career is going to skyrocket, and your lifestyle, and that balanced lifestyle you're living with your family as well, enjoying a healthy balanced lifestyle. And 2, just thinking about enjoying life and enjoying your food more, and also being able to exercise more and do all the things you want to do as well. And 1, you can just start to come back to normal. Your hands are going to start to release, and as they release, you can start to lose all the tension that was before. It starts to come back to normal. What was that like? What was the feeling like?
I felt a pulse between. It was really pumping, like the heart was pumping.
Does your hand feel that it's come back to normal now? The whole arm sensation is back to normal?
Right tight, game. Wow.
It's actually interesting because these feelings that we have, especially they say some of them is like placebo effect. And say for example, I know that in the past that you've said that you've beat cancer, was it 3 times?
Yeah.
Now there was a guy. His name is Alan Pease and Barbara Pease. They're Australian, I believe, or from New Zealand. Either one of them. And they got a book out. It's a body language book. It's called Definitive Book of Body Language. And he asked his doctor. He went to his doctor and he said that you've got cancer. You're gonna die in the next few months. And then he says, so what's the likeliness? He says you're either gonna die in the next few months or you're gonna live to a ripe old age and you're gonna get hit by a bus. Like, and that's the 6%. The other 94% are gonna die with this terminal illness. And he said, how do I get into that 6%? How do I get into that? And then his doctor wasn't able to give him the answer. And what he realized is, it's just deciding to live, just deciding to go out there. Say, for example, if a mother decides to see her grandmother reach the age of, or a mother decides to see her grandson reach the age of 20, you realize that will happen, but then that's when they may pass away. So it's a lot of the time it's interesting because it's scientifically proven that 9 o'clock on a Monday is when people die, because they're doing something they don't want to do. They go to work, they wake up, and they're living a life. They're not following their dreams. They're not living a life or loving what they do and doing what they love. So it's actually quite interesting when you realize that the past is it's interesting because it took that experience for us to go through it to become how we are now, much stronger and much powerful, and also to educate us as well and to inspire people with your story. So it was a pleasure. Once again, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's a wrap. See,